Hey everyone, welcome back. My name is Brooke Roberts. I am the founder and host of Inside Study Abroad. So, welcome to the podcast or YouTube channel or wherever you're watching this. Thought about this morning and I thought, wow, it's been a minute since I've just kind of sat down and had a chat on the podcast or really ever on the YouTube channel. So, I thought, let's do a 2-for-1 here and catch up, and I'll let you guys know what's going on in the land of Inside Study Abroad. I got my work from home garb on here. Got my morning coffee. It's a snowy day here in Kansas City, so let's get into it. I have a few updates and announcements to share with you of some things coming up pretty quickly at Inside Study Abroad for those of you who are interested, but I also thought I'd just share a little, hey, what's going on? What to look forward to in 2021 and beyond. I know our industry and the prospects of studying abroad, if you're a student, are probably very uncertain right now. I know talking to a lot of people in the field who are on the grounds in the front lines, working with students, or even talking to some college students about their prospects. It's very uncertain and anxiety ridden. I can feel the anxiety from a lot of people about what's going on. And I just want to know that we hear you and I hear you, and there's no getting around it, but it just sucks. There's nothing else we can really say at this point. It's just like we were handed a pretty raw deal, and we can only hope and plan for the future. And I think, as we've said many times on the show before, we think that, this gives us a lot of opportunities to sit back and maybe rethink how we structure study abroad, how we envision study abroad, what does study abroad truly mean, and what are the goals we're trying to truly attain from this experience, either as a student or as the professionals designing these experiences. And so I hope you guys have been taking some time. I'm sure you have, but I hope you have been taking some time with your teams to sort of reimagine what your organization could look like and what study abroad could look like in fall 2021 and spring 2022. So hopefully you find some inspiration in the coming months from our interviews we're going to be having on the podcast, as well as some new content we're going to be publishing both on the podcast and the YouTube channel, focused more on helping students navigate this experience, whether they're going or coming home for their careers, etc. And of course, we're not going to forget about our aspiring global educators as well. We still have the Global Pro Institute rolling along and doing some great things. So that is one of my first updates for you. So this spring will mark our third cohort of the Global Pro Institute, or sort of the new reimagined version of it. And so we're doing a little bit of rebranding and naming of things just to have some more clarity internally, as well as how we talk about it out into the world. So if you're new around here and you've never heard of the Global Pro Institute, it is a professional development program I developed about 5 years ago, and we've had about 500 people go through the program at this point. And it is designed around helping you figure out how you can land a job in international education, and really unpacking your own knowledge, your skills, your experience, and positioning all of those things in a way that will make you an ideal candidate, or a dream come true candidate, as I like to say. And so we dive deep into your whole past and what you've done, what you've accomplished so far, where you have gaps in your knowledge, skills, and experiences, how you can gain more of those three things, how you can blow up your network to help you achieve, the career aspirations that you have. And of course, then we talk about how do you put it all together, put it all back together in your resume, your cover letter, your interviews, etc. So there's a lot of content in terms of that career development piece, and it's been running for a very long time, and had a lot of success with it with our students. Had a lot of success with it. And in 2020, when the pandemic hit back well, you guys are familiar. You lived through it too. I don't have to give you the history of the pandemic. But when the pandemic hit, I also was reconnecting with a lot of new people. And Inside Study Abroad, I'd sort of retired it for about a year, and talking to a past colleague of mine and a good friend of mine, Sam Cooper, who you've all heard and seen on the show before. And we were talking about, what my vision had always been for GPI, or what I thought it could be. And really, GPI had always been something I thought, I'd really love to be able to also do internship placements. We kind of dabbled in it with Glow Overseas for a couple of cohorts back in the day, but it still wasn't sort of the right structure and a right format for what I was really envisioning. And so moving forward, when I was talking to Sam about this vision I had for Inside Study Abroad and GPI, I said, I'd really love to do internship placements, but I don't have the bandwidth, and that's really not my thing to do the placement process, because I know it's a lot of heavy lifting to, sit down with each applicant, talk about their goals, what they want to achieve, what they want to learn, etc., and then matching them and finding all the internship placements. I knew I could find the placements. It was going to be a lot for me to take on. And she said, I do that all the time, and I love that, which I love Sam Cooper for doing that. And I think that the big lesson there is that, on your teams or in your organizations, there can be, especially if you're a solopreneur like I've been for a very long time, there can be a lot of expectation or pressure you put on yourself to do everything, and try to take it all on yourself. And recognizing that you can either bring on team members, or you already have people in play who have talents and skills and interests that are very different from you, and that could be a massive asset to helping move your organization forward. So that's my tip for you there, is don't be afraid to put out feelers amongst your team or amongst your peer group and your network to say, hey, does anybody have an interest in this, a talent, a skill in this, and would you like to talk and riff on this thing and see what we can create together? So really glad that Sam and I started having a lot of those conversations, and that really brought about the new, and I would say improved version of the Global Pro Institute. So GPI moving forward is the Global Pro Institute, but it's really going to focus on that internship component. The course and the career development piece are absolutely going to be part of that and are included in the experience, but really moving forward, GPI is all about the internship components, the Global Pro experience. And so moving forward, we're going to have the Global Pro experience, and then inside that will be the Global Pro Career Academy, and then also the internship component as well. So moving forward, you might hear us refer to it as the Global Pro experience. It's still going to be GPI as well, but I just let you know it's all the same thing. So the cool part about this is that what makes me so hyped and so excited about this is that I really love the idea of being able to give people a taste of our field of international education as a career track at a very affordable level. I don't know if I focus on money too much for some of you, but money rules the world, and it's how we function. And I think we all need to get better about talking about it, which I have another update around that later. Remind me so I don't forget. But I really want to be able to give people an accessible way to get their foot in the door and explore this as a career track, instead of having to think, oh, I need to go get a master's degree in order to get the network, in order to get, the letters behind my name, and then go into the field and then maybe discover that I don't like it. Sam and I talk a lot about, revelations we've had throughout our career. And on another podcast, I'll let her tell her version of this story. But, I went into grad school right after undergrad. Many of you have probably heard this story, but I went into grad school right after undergrad because my advisor, when I told her, I think I want to work and study abroad, because I had studied abroad 3 times, and I thought, oh, I'm an expert on all things study abroad. I wasn't. I just thought I was. And she told me that I should go get a master's degree, because to work at a university, you have to have a master's degree. And I thought, okay, well, the only job I know to do is the job you have, and that's what I want to do, and that's what you're telling me to do, so that's what I will do. I will go to grad school right away. And that's what I did a grad assistantship and study abroad, like fully tracking towards, I want to be the director of a study abroad office, because that's all I thought were my options. And I don't regret any of those decisions, but I do regret not having the full picture and not having the full story in front of me. And so I went to grad school, did all that, worked my way up into the field. And a few years later, I was running study abroad at a University of South Dakota, go Yotes. And when I was there, I realized very quickly that I knew what I was doing. I knew the mechanisms, I knew the structure and the frameworks and our best practices. I knew what to do. But it brought me zero joy. It really did not fill up my cup, so to speak, because I think the skills and that I needed to deploy to do that job well, I think I did it well. There weren't my zone of genius necessarily. I was like, okay, these are the things I'm supposed to do, and so I do it. I like to be more creative. I like to tell stories. I'm much more of a recruiter marketer type than the logistics administration type, although I did it and it worked out. It just didn't fill me up. Sam was kind of the same way. She didn't love being a study abroad advisor, but we didn't know that until we had to get into the role or have a taste of those experiences. And so my true goal is I want everyone to at least get a taste of what they think they want to do. And then from there, they can make a very educated decision about how to move forward, if grad school is the right choice for them, if a whole other career track is the right choice for them, or they discover, oh, I love, global learning and global experiences, but maybe study abroad is not the specific thing I want to focus my efforts and time on. So the purpose of GPI is really to give people that peak, that dip in that toe in the water, just to see what it's about and what is a good next step for them. So with that being said, we are actually opening enrollment for the Global Pro Institute and the internship experience on Monday. So this podcast is going to go out on Wednesday, January 27th. So February 1st, we are opening enrollment. Enrollment will be open for a week. And then our next cohort for spring 2021 will begin. So if you're interested in getting involved in the Global Pro Institute and getting an internship placement in international education and working with Sam and I in the coaching process to help, and we'll work with you to find you a really great fit internship placement with an organization that either we've already been working with over the last several semesters, or we will find a new placement that could be a really good fit. And we've been working with all sorts of institutions so far. And again, I'm going to disclaimer this. We can't guarantee these will still be available or that they're wanting to take on interns at any given semester. But we've worked with Portland State University. We worked with Illinois Tech University. Where else have we worked? Sam does all these, so she has them all at the top of her head. We've worked with the Global Career Center. Give Kate Moore a little shout out. We've worked with Gen Next, Girish Belula over there. We've worked with so many other organizations, and of course, I can't think of them all right now. But we've been really excited about the interest we've had from host organizations. Georgia State is interested in taking interns, and we've had people work with international students, study abroad, gap year programs, scholarship programs. I know the Fund for Education Abroad, they took on an intern recently. So lots of cool organizations doing really innovative things, and they just want smart people helping them move their ideas forward. So we're really excited about all the organizations that have been reaching out to us. I will tell you guys, a little peek behind the curtain. We have way more internship placements than we have interns at this point. So if you're interested in doing an internship, you're going to have a lot of options to potentially consider that could be a really good fit for you. We're also going to be doing a workshop on February 1st. If you want to learn more about the program, where I'm going to also be doing some teaching on how to launch your career and study abroad and the core key things you need to be considering as you consider this a future career track. Or if you're already in it, the things you might be missing or the things you might not be paying attention to that can help you grow your career in study abroad, international education, and meaningful travel. So if you're interested in that, definitely go to insidestudyaabroad.com. There's going to be a big notice that flashes up on the screen that says, hey, register for that workshop. And when you register for the workshop, then you'll be on our announcement list when we open the doors for enrollment. All right. So that's my first announcement, the first big thing I wanted to chat about. I also wanted to tell you guys about some upcoming workshops I'm doing for additional organizations. They're a little bit further out, but just letting you know if you wanted to put it on your calendar. So in February, I'm doing 2 guest presentations. One is on February 10th with the Global Leadership League, and I believe that's going to be at 11 a.m. But go to Global Leadership League, I think it's .org. .com or .org, I'm not sure, but just Google it, Global Leadership League, and get on their email list. I'm sure they're going to be emailing out all the specific details, but on February 10th, I'm going to be doing a workshop on why everybody needs a side hustle. So we're going to be talking about building a side hustle business, diversifying your income streams, etc. And I'm going to be also talking quite a bit about money mindset in that workshop as well, because I think it's primarily probably going to be women there, but I think all of us in education in general, we have some issues talking about money. We have some hang-ups around money. And so I'm going to be diving into that during that workshop as well. So February 10th is that workshop with the Global Leadership League. Then later that month, on February 24th, I'm going to be doing a presentation to the Gap Year Association, and this is more student focused, and I'm going to be talking about how to leverage a gap year experience for college and career success. So what to look for in a program to make sure that it has legs and ROI for you moving forward in your career and college. So if you're interested in that, head over to the Gap Year Association website as well, get on their email list. I'm sure they'll be posting all sorts of updates around that too. So you can go creep them on all the socials to find all the details about those workshops. So that's what I've got coming up in terms of collaborations and guest presentations. I'm really excited to talk about some different topics besides just a career in international ed. So that'll be fun. What else do I got going on I wanted to tell y'all about? So aside from the GPI launching later in February as well, for those of you who aren't familiar or missed any of the emails and announcements that went out about this, in November, I believe it was, I announced that we were launching a new training series. Excuse me. We're launching a new training series. This training series is called the Global Pro Labs, like laboratory. And each one of these trainings is going to focus on a specific functional area of international education. And so in 2021, we're launching 5. And the first one comes out in February, and it's the Marketing and Recruitment Lab. So it's really going to have a heavy focus on online and digital marketing for sure. And then we'll have a few sort of lessons also about in-person, on-campus types of marketing strategies and tactics you need to be using as well. But I think, as you all know, even if you're doing in-person, face-to-face kind of presentations, at the end of the day, you're like, hey, still sign up on this piece of paper with your email, because you need to follow up with them digitally. So most of marketing and recruitment does still happen in a digital space and ecosystem. So we're really going to dive deep into some more beginner but also advanced strategies on the things I think every organization, whether you work in a university office or you work for a private company, strategies you should be using to tell the story of why international experiences are valuable, and how you get someone to go from, I think I might want to do that someday, to actually applying and actually becoming a ambassador and your biggest fan that actually helps you even drive more interest and more curiosity into the experience. So if you're interested in that workshop and that training, I'm going to be launching that and delivering that at the end of February. So make sure you're on the email list to get notified about that. Right now, I'm offering basically an early bird discount on the bundle of all 5 of the labs. So if you want to get that bundle at a discount before I actually open enrollment again in late February, then go to globalproinstitute.com/labs to learn all about that and get access to that discounted bundle. In terms of what's inside the bundle, aside from that first workshop, which is the Global Pro Labs, and they are going to be a series of sort of short training videos, and each lab will probably be anywhere from 90 minutes to 120 minutes. It really just depends on the content we're covering. So the marketing and recruitment lab's coming up first, and then we have I can't remember the order. Okay, so then we have the study abroad advising lab. So what does it look like to work in a study abroad office, and what the skills and how it works, basically. So if you took this lab, you'd be able to walk into a study abroad office and be like, okay, I know how to be a study abroad advisor. I know how to do the stuff I need to do. Then we're also going to have an international students and scholar lab. So talking more at the lower level, right? So none of this is like the bigger management level. Those will probably be coming in 2022. So stay tuned for that. But this is sort of the intro to international students and scholar advising and all the things you need to learn and understand about that type of role. And then, of course, we're going to have an admissions lab, international admissions and recruitment lab. We're going to have what is the last one? Oh, program design and development lab, which I'm actually super excited about. So if you've ever wondered, like, okay, somebody says they want to have a program in Barcelona, what does that even mean? So this could cover everything from faculty-led programs to full-fledged big, semester-long, year-long programs as well. So we're going to talk about how do you design a great program. And what does that even mean? What does a great program even mean? So I'm really excited about that. So did I get them all? So we got marketing and recruitment. We've got study abroad advising, international students and scholars, international admissions, and program design. And I think that if somebody takes all 5 of those labs, they will have a very well-rounded knowledge base and skill base to launch or level up a career in international education. So if you've never even seen inside the International Student Services office and you've been working in study abroad forever, the International Student Services one might be very eye-opening for you. So all of the labs are going to be available as a one-off. You can just enroll in one of the labs. But if you do the bundle where you get all 5 of the 2021 labs, then you do get a pretty hefty discount on that as well. So if you're interested in any of those, the first one's launching at the end of February. Again, it's the Marketing and Recruitment Lab. Then go to globalproinstitute.com/labs to learn more. I think that's all I got for you. I'm going to stop recording and then go, oh, I forgot to say something. So hopefully that doesn't happen. I'll pop on. I'll just throw up another podcast if I have anything more to say. But this was a lot of fun. I haven't done sort of just off the cuff chatting on the podcast in a hot minute. So this has been nice. I kind of miss doing this. And so I'm really excited to be bringing back the podcast and the YouTube show on a regular basis in 2021. We're getting ready to do interviews for our interns that are coming on this spring as well. And I'm really excited. We've got some amazing applications for those positions. So yeah, things are rocking and rolling, and we just can't wait to be out in the world with all of you again and doing interviews for the podcast at NAFSA or whatever forum or whatever organizations are hosting in-person events in the next year. We're just so excited. And but we also want to make sure that we all do it safe, and we're in no hurry to be reckless with health and safety out there as well. I haven't obviously brought up anything related to politics. I don't know about you. I'm just sigh of relief, ready to move forward. Excited to have some adults driving the car, and so we can all focus on doing our stuff. We don't have to worry about is the car being run by a drunk driver, being driven by a drunk driver, I should say. So those are my thoughts on the politics situation. Yeah, so thank you all for listening and being a part of this community and being a subscriber. And I'm really thankful that you're here, and we can't wait to keep creating more amazing stuff for you in the next year. Get out there and make some magic happen, friends. Bye. It's time to upskill in global education. Introducing the Global Pro Labs. These are online training and implementation programs teaching you the core functions and foundations of the professional world of international education and meaningful travel. First up, we have the International Admissions and Recruitment Lab. You'll learn how the international admissions and recruitment world is structured, key elements of powerful recruitment strategies on a budget, the critical challenges facing admissions officers, and more. Then you'll have the Marketing Global Programs Lab. You'll learn the promotion pyramid framework and the most effective marketing strategies and messaging approaches to use at each stage of the participant journey. Join us in the Study Abroad Advising and Management Lab. Learn the fundamentals of study abroad advising approaches, program portfolio development, critical systems, workflows, campus collaboration, student preparation, working with providers, and more. Then we have the International Students and Scholars Lab. Learn how the international student visa system works in the United States, the critical resources and systems you need to be successful as an ISS advisor, plus creative ways to support international students on a campus and online. Then you'll have the Global Programs Development and Delivery Lab. Learn how to design and deliver global programs that focus on student learning outcomes, cross-cultural integration, and meaningful participation while maintaining health, safety, and risk standards. You can get the bundle of all of these Global Pro labs at InsideStudyAbroad.com/labs, and we can't wait to see you on the inside.